How do you handle the pressures of society while constantly being washed under the public eye? I just don't handle it well. There's really no blueprint. I think it changes all the time. The way the public is to artists and people in the public eye changes all the time. It's gotten a lot more volatile over the years recently than it has, ever been before. And then people do the, why don't you be Beyonce and don't say nothing? And it's like, well, Beyonce didn't grow up on Twitter. So it's hard not having older people to ask how to navigate, because they're kind of learning from my generation of what it looks like to handle public scrutiny in like a whole different way. But I try to just like put my phone down and focus on real life. I've never really experienced anything that I've experienced online in real life. Like, no one's ever said anything crazy to me in real life. By the grace of God, God willing, it doesn't happen. And I receive a lot of love in person. People that come up to me give me a lot of love. So remembering that people do enjoy what I do and love who I am and can see me and feel me and want to be a part of, something that grows for the rest of my life, that's just what I focus on. So those are my questions. What's some advice you have for up-and-coming artists who want to be where you are or feel like they don't have support? You got to keep your blinders on and you got to focus on who does support you, because the focus on who doesn't support you will rob you from enjoying who does. Like, it really will. Perform like you're performing in front of 1 billion people when you're in a room full of 5. You just never know who that person is that you're performing in front of that may change your life, or that may go tell a bunch of people that they love what you do or to come see you again. And just keep one foot in front of the other and build organically. Don't try to go viral. Don't try to take yourself out of your comfort zones or betray yourself. Not take yourself out of your comfort zones, because definitely do that. But don't betray yourself for something that doesn't actually reflect your art. People are gonna like you. It's like, not everybody's gonna like you. Not everybody likes my music. Some people fucking hate it, but some people fucking love it, and those people matter. What's the vibe for the next album in the future? Oh man, I don't have a shit damn clue. I really want to make a rock album. I've been talking about it like OD, like everywhere, but I feel like that might be a little niche for where I gotta go next. But I just want to keep having fun. I don't want to be stuck in a box. Like, I think that was my thing with Crash, is I'm like, if I make another toxic R&B album, I'm just the same bitch again.
That's okay.
So I just wanted to escape it a little bit and sonically play with something and have more fun. And I just pray that every album I make just isn't the same album as before. And that's my goal. Can we possibly get a collab with August Alsina? What's your advice to anyone who dreams of doing what you do for a career? You just have to really love it. Like, you have to always be able to remember why you started and the fact that you love it, because it's really easy to get caught up in a lot of things that you don't love, and it's also easy to let a lot of the things that happen in this industry. I mean, we've seen people go from music being the reason they eat, sleep, shit, and breathe to like those people not being able to make a living off of their careers, and then people who just went viral one day make the biggest living. And that's not hating on what that person is doing. That's to say that you can be in an easily discouraging career, and that you have to really wake up every day and say, but I love this. As a creator, when you're not feeling as motivated to create new projects, how do you overcome artist block? I just don't force it. I think like you make the worst shit when you force it. Like, no matter what it is, if it's painting, if it's dancing, if it's spoken word, whatever it is, if you're not feeling it, art is just the transmutation. What is it? Transmutation, is that the word? It's transmuting actual emotions that you possess. If you don't have those emotions, if you don't actually have them, if you aren't experiencing things that create them, you're gonna have nothing to put out. So if you force it and you create something out of nothing, then you're not gonna relate to it. You're gonna be over it really quickly. Every time you have to go perform it and look back on it, you're gonna be like, this feels empty or it's lacking something. But if you can actually pinpoint it and tie it to something you've actually felt and something you actually had to create out of, it lives forever. So do shit if I'm not feeling creative. What song did you write do you believe deserved more hype than it got? You know, I have an interesting mindset with this because I just believe whoever's supposed to like what you like, what they like of yours, and that's who's supposed to like what they like, even if they hear it 10 years later from now. So I don't really rock with the mindset of like slept on or anything like that. I think Form of You. So Form of You is one of those songs. We were really inspired by the song Love by Music Soul Child. Because it's a song about God, but it's a song that could be a romantic song, it could be a song to a child, it could be a song to a family member, and Form of You is about all of those things. But it was really cool to be able to have my friend, who's like a super dear friend of mine, do the poem on the beginning, and it made it even more applicable to anything. But she wrote her poem specifically to God, so it just kind of like made this perfect little loop. But I love that song. What genre was your favorite to experiment with while making Crash, and would you make more of it in the future? I feel like we like blended a lot of things together. Dang, I can't even, of course, I'm doing that thing where I can't even remember what's even on Crash. Crash. Yeah, Vegas is a good example of like a genre that I would like to play with more, like these big like rock ballady type of things. Better Not's a good example. I have fun. Moment on tour so far. We got stuck in New Orleans for the past, we were stuck for like 6 days. I hate even saying stuck because it feels like a shitty word for it, but our shows got canceled and the buses couldn't go to Florida because of the hurricane, and we were in New Orleans, and when I tell you, all I did was eat and drink. Yeah, I had a great time, and it was nice to have a break because I've been realizing on this tour I'm not touring at 23 anymore. I'm touring at 29, and my body is taking the hits, and I'm like, oh, I could use the 5 days of like not singing back to back. So it was really nice. I got to recalibrate and have some fun.